Hello everyone, how are you? You know what happened on NXT Stand and Deliver? This is basically like their version of WrestleMania. 7 matches happened. I apologize to the matches I could not watch because my TV acted up. So I caught like bits and pieces of the action. I'm gonna go in match order. I didn't watch the 8-man tag between Chase University and the knockoffs of the Wyatt family because I don't care much for those groups at all. And I thought that'd be on the main show, because usually on the pre-shows of WWE's pre-shows and that is always talking instead of having matches. Well, apparently they had the 8-man tag on the pre-show, so that was cool. Apparently Duke Hudson all match kept teasing that he was going to betray Chase University, join with the knockoff Wyatt family, scasm there. Then he ended up winning the match for his team, so they keep the school. All that bullshit. Let's get that out of the way. The pay-per-view started off with the NXT Women's Championship ladder match. Roxanne Perez defended against Gingy, Ari Valkyrie, Tiffany Stratton. There was a lot of winning, bear with me. Zoe Starks, Indy Hartwell. This is one of the matches that the TV acted up on me. What I did get to see was cool. Indy Hartwell shoved the ladder into the ropes, knocking Tiffany Stratton off the ladder, and she crashed onto everyone else's side. Gingy at one point stopped Roxanne Perez from climbing the ladder to retain her title by just grabbing her and just snap mirroring her right into the ladder. And then Irish whipped her repeatedly into the ladder. Gingy was on fire the whole match, what I did see of it. At one point, Ari Valkyrie came in, started trading blows with Gingy. Gingy just beat the shit out of her. Then Ari Valkyrie at one point shoved Zoe Starks, who was trying to get out of the ring, off the ring apron onto Indy Hartwell, who was laying on a ladder. So that looked painful. Indy Hartwell won the NXT Women's Championship because Dexter Lumis appeared and helped her climb the ladder to unhook the title. So not only on Tuesday night did she end her losing streak, but now she's the champion. I just don't see the wow factor of Indy Hartwell. I just don't see it. My mom's a big fan of hers, but I just don't see the wow factor. After the match, she celebrated with her storyline husband, Dexter Lumis, and all that. Then it was for the NXT Tag Team Championships, the man titles. Freeway Tag. Gallus, Wolfgang, and Mike Coffey defend the titles for the first time against the Creed Brothers and the bad boys of NXT. I'm going to call them the Mafia guys, the Dons, Tony and Top Stacks. Great freeway tag. From as soon as that battle rank, all 6 guys started mixing it up, which was nice. I couldn't get over the fact that the Creed Brothers ad tires reminded me of adult diapers. And just the Carter and that. It was hilarious. Wow. Julius Creed just went suplex crazy, German suplex crazy on everyone. Like, I lost count how many German suplexes he was delivering people. Top Stacks avoided that melee, smart thinking. And then at one point, the Creed brothers went to do a move off the top rope, and Brutus Creed messed up big time. He jumped off the top rope, and he was supposed to, I think he was supposed to clothesline the guy off the shoulders of Julius Creed, who had 2 of them on his shoulders back. He went off the top rope, and here's the guys, and here's Brutus Creed. Yeah, no height whatsoever. That looked bad. They showed one replay of that, and that was it. Tony and Top Stacks into the fury of the Creed brothers. Hey, Tony just destroyed Brutus Creed. Like body shots, then overhead suplex, and body shots, overhead suplex, body shots, overhead suplex. That's a cool move Tony's got. I like that. Gallus got into it. Then the Creed brothers delivered a double team Styles clash of Wolfgang on the outside. Then Mike Coffey broke up a pin for the Creed brothers to keep the titles intact for the time being. Then the bad guys, Tony and Top Stacks, delivered a double team flapjack on Mike Coffey. And all of a sudden, the referee got pulled out. Joe Coffey returned from the audience, the third member of Gallus. I was wondering, where the hell is this guy? It was on NXT UK. Gallus, Joe, Mike Coffey, and Wolfgang were unstoppable in NXT UK. They won the favorite faction I liked in the group. Same as my parents. And it just seemed weird that only 2 of them showed up on NXT when NXT UK got shut down. So Joe Coffey returned. Gallus picked up the win, retained the titles. They're on full force mode. All 3 members of NXT locker room. Watch out. Gallus is there to cause him trouble. Then we went from that to the NXT North American Championship Fatal 5-Way. Wesley defended his title against Dragunov, Jordan Devlin, and Dragon Lee, who he selected, and Axiom, who ended up winning a 20-man Battle Royal on NXT Tuesday night to qualify. This one, the other match, my TV acted up on, but what I did see, folks, was off the chain. Dragunov got busted open. I mean, busted open. And he kept fighting. At one point, Dragunov and Jordan Devlin just beating the shit out of each other in one corner. Wesley and Axiom was going at it. So Dragon Lee, this is his debut match, had no one to face off, right? So he cleaned house. Series of high-flying moves after the other. Then he did one nice dive over the ropes, just smoothed over. He didn't even touch the rope. And landed on everyone on the outside and landed on his feet and posed. So that was pretty impressive. Dragunov decided to chop fest Axiom in the corner. I lost count how many chops that guy was giving that poor guy. Wesley ended up retaining the North American Championship yet again by the skin of his goddamn teeth, like he does every Marble Man matchup. Gets his ass kicked, then he does some cool stuff. Well, Dragunov had the match won. He hit his finisher coming out of the corner. I believe it was on, I apologize, I can't remember who it was he hit the finisher on. There was so many men in that matchup. But he went for the pin. Wesley took out Dragunov and pinned that guy that Dragunov hit his finisher on, so Wesley retained his North American Championship. Dragunov did not look happy, so I'm wondering if this is going to lead to Dragunov after he's done with Jordan Devlin, and that awesome rivalry is going to go after Wesley one-on-one. Then we have for the NXT Women's Championship, the Daisy Dukes defending the titles against number one contenders Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn. This match had no build-up whatsoever. I loved Isla Dawn's entrance. She was sexy as hell. Like that vampire persona gimmick's working for her. Man, she was sexy. Woo! Before the bell run, Kaylee Ray did a cannonball off the top rope on Daisy Duke number 2. It took her right out. Bell rang. They just beat the shit out of Daisy Duke number 1 while Brooks and Briggs are ringside. Like, they just destroyed her. Double team moves, beat her up in the corner. One of them slingshot her into the other one that hit pay dirt. That was awesome. Finally, she got free, tagged in her part of Daisy Duke number 2, got in, started cleaning house, and then they started beating the crap out of her. Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn, to me, actually worked really well as a tag team, just thrown together. They were just they were just clicking more than the Daisy Dukes were. And thank God the Daisy Dukes lost the titles. We have new Women's NXT Tag Team Champions. Kaylee Ray, Isla Dawn hit a double team backstabber into a Swanton Bomb on Daisy Duke number 2 for the 1-2-3. Hopefully this means the Daisy Dukes are done. They can go fight each other because that team's got to end. Main event time for the NXT World Championship. Bron Breakker against Carmelo Hayes with Trick at ringside. I love Carmelo Hayes' entrances because they're always like sports themed. This time, jerseys came unveiled down the rafters, up in the rafters, showing everybody he's defeated up to this point. Then there was one jersey with a blank name on it for Bron Breakker. That was cool. Match started. Bron Breakker just had his way with Carmelo Hayes, beating him up, touring around with him like Frankensteiner, Turtle World, Backbreaker, you name it. Finally, Carmelo Hayes started hitting some of his high-flying maneuvers off the ropes. Arm drag takedowns into armbar submissions to get Bron Breakker to smarten up like, hey, I'm here to win the title. You ain't going to just destroy me. At one point, Carmelo Hayes went to do a move off the ropes and he slipped. And Bron Breakker laughed. That was a funny moment. Bron Breakker had that speed going when he runs across the ropes and just shoulder tackles you. He hit that to Carmelo Hayes. Applied the Torture X submission. Then all of a sudden, Trick got up, pulled Carmelo Hayes off of Bron. So the referee ejected Trick to the back. That distraction, however, allowed Carmelo Hayes hit one hell of a nice bicycle kick, knocking Bron into the ropes, and he hit that run-in snap suplex off the ropes. That was cool. Bron had the match won, folks. He hit the spear on Carmelo Hayes, but there was a ref bump. Referee went down, so then Bron Breakker apply the Steiner recliner submission. Trick Williams attacked Braun Breaker. He showed up after the referee ejected him from ringside, hit him from behind with a belt. Carmelo Hayes made the cover, but Braun kicked out. Carmelo Hayes like, oh shit, I'm in for it now. Braun Breaker just destroyed Carmelo Hayes. Back-to-back spears. But Carmelo Hayes kicked out of the second spear. Braun Breaker couldn't believe it. And then Carmelo Hayes knocked him down. Hit the top rope famouser. We got a new goddamn NXT World Champion. Carmelo Hayes won the title. It's about goddamn time. And he celebrated. Huge win in NXT Stand and Deliver with the new NXT World Champion. Braun Breaker is talking about him going up to the main roster already. I still think he's going to be Bobby Lashley's mystery challenger at WrestleMania. Possibly tonight, when it happens night 2. Definitely check out Stand and Deliver. You definitely got to check out the freeway match for the tag team titles. You got to check out, honestly, you got to check out every match. Even check out the women's tag title match. Just to see how impressive Isla Dawn and Kaylee Ray was against the Daisy Dukes. And man, that main event between Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, what a match. So happy Carmelo Hayes won that title. Can't wait to see who his first challenger is going to be. Now, before I end this video, there was a guy on a marketplace that was selling some action figures. And there was 3 I wanted. And one of them, I have WWE action figures, AEW action figures, WCW action figures. I never held a TNA Impact action figure until now. He had the one and only Chris Sabin of the one half the Motor City Machine Guns. I love the package. I love that look of Chris Sabin right there. And I thought this was the TNA tag team titles. But this apparently was made after Alex Shelley suffered an injury. So Chris Sabin ended up becoming a world champion for a month. Because that's the TNA World Championship title. Love this figure. Now I gotta get Alex Shelley. I also have Enzo Amore, but I never had a Big Cass. He had Big Cass, so I got Big Cass. So now I have the tag team of Big Cass and Enzo Amore. I like the background of this one. I like that. That's pretty neat. And the last one is Cody Rhodes. But this is when Cody Rhodes first got there, like the old style Cody Rhodes. Like that was neat. It's called Ring Rage. I like that one. I had to get that one. Just like, it looks just like him when he first started there, and right there too. That's cool. Big fan of this one. I had to get those to add to my collection. Let me know below if you watched NXT Stand Deliver, what you thought of the show, what matches you liked, who you thought stood out the most to me. Everyone, majority of the people had a chance to really showcase what they could do at that pay-per-view. They all really honestly stand and delivered, if you think about it. Then there was WrestleMania Night 1. I watched it at my cousin Jen and Mike's place with my good friends Daniel, Joey, Chris Gocher, and Crisper and Joey's kids. Mike, our friend Mike couldn't be there. I'm not saying what happened to him, but get well soon, Mike. Miss you, man. Hope you get well soon. A shame you couldn't be there, but I understand why. NXT Night 1, WrestleMania Night 1, started off with Austin Theory against John Cena for the United States Championship match. Austin Theory retained after a referee bump, low blow, A-Town down on John Cena. John Cena's got to goddamn shave that head. That bald spot bothered the shit out of me all match. And I say, you know what? It'd be nice if John Cena cut off the goatee of Austin Theory, because that could fill up the bald spot. It could. Then there was the Fatal 4-Way Tag match between the Viking Raiders, Alpha Academy, the Street Profits, Braun Strowman, and Ricochet. Won a match from start to go. The only thing I found was disappointing in that match was, instead of having a member of each team start off, it was just 2 people. I did not like that. They should have had a member of each team started off. What a Fatal 4-Way. Everybody had a chance to do something cool. The Street Profits won it with a double team. Gutbuster, Frog Splash across the back of Ricochet for the 1-2-3 to win the match for the team. So it was cool that Chad Gable did not take the pin. That was cool. Nice to see that. Then it was what match was next? Oh, Logan Paul and Seth Rollins went 1-on-1. Logan Paul zip line down the entrance ramp like HBK used to do that Owen Hart, and then they stopped doing it after the Owen Hart accidental death there. So I was actually shocked they did that. I bet you they probably got some heat from people. Paul Logan zip line down. The Seth Rollins came out to a guy choreographing his entrance, like a music conductor. That was neat. And I got every attire they give Seth Rollins, he pulls it off. And last night, that bright pink suit, man, was awesome. What a match. I expect that match to be very good, and it was. It wasn't disappointing, I thought. Back and forth. There was a guy outside dressed as a water bottle because of the prime drink deal thing going on with Logan Paul and that. So I thought, I got told Chris Brown, I'm like, that's probably Jake Paul, his brother, but it wasn't. It was his business partner. It's a guy I never even heard of. A guy that he boxed with, too. Seth Rollins won the match. Thank God Seth Rollins really needed that win because he's been one hell of a losing streak. Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita beat Damage Control in a 6-1 tag. That match was not all that great, folks, because Lita and Trish Stratus need help to pull off moves because they got to retire. They need to. Becky ended up winning the match with the rock bottom off the middle rope onto Bayley for the 1-2-3. Then there was Rey Mysterio against Dominic. And Dominic had a cool entrance. He came out in a police vehicle, got escorted to the ring by the cops. He was handcuffed. He had a Rey Mysterio mask on, like a heel version. Rey Mysterio's attire was a tribute to the Hall of Famer Great Muta that went in the Hall of Fame Friday night. That was a pretty cool tribute for him. Rey Mysterio came out with Snoop Dogg on a lowrider. It was an okay match. Nothing very exciting happened, I thought. It was just like, blah. But Dominic lost. That was a big mistake. They should have had Dominic win to capitalize on the momentum of Dominic. But instead, I get it because Rey's in the Hall of Fame. They need Rey to have a WrestleMania win again, which made no sense. And Bad Bunny was a commentary for the match, and he helped Rey win. So apparently now it's going to be Dominic versus Bad Bunny, which makes absolutely no sense. Because if you think about it, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest was a tag team when they took on Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania a couple years ago, then at WrestleMania Backlash. So, like my good friend Jody Graves said, are we supposed to forget these two guys were friends a while back? Then it went from that match to Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Great match these two women put on. Wow, Rhea Ripley was amazing performance. She hit a riptide off the top rope. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship. And you can see outside Charlotte Flair is smiling. Because you know she's goddamn going to whine, bitch, moan, and complain backstage to get out of the title shot. So, I said it. I say it again. Rhea Ripley screwed herself. Yes, she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. Congratulations. But she's going to lose it right off the get-go. Or she's going to constantly defend against Charlotte. Eventually, Charlotte Flair's going to have that title back in no time. So, Rhea Ripley honestly should have went after the Raw Women's Championship. She would have had a better outcome. But the question now remains, if they don't do the draft to fix everything up, Rhea Ripley's on her own on SmackDown. No Judgment Day with her. Then there was an open challenge. Pat McAfee returned. Whoopie a goddamn do. I like him on commentary, but not in the ring. He challenged The Miz to a WrestleMania match. Miz was guest host, which he couldn't make a match, but Snoop Dogg was the other guest host, and he could. So that made absolutely no goddamn sense why The Miz couldn't. Pat McAfee just destroyed The Miz. Won the match with help from a fellow football player or somebody goddamn in attendance. That match was a half hour of complete garbage. Honestly, that match they could have done without. Then it was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos for the tag team titles, the main event WrestleMania. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn goddamn won the titles about time. But honestly, this feels like a crackerjack prize to Sami Zayn of all the hard work he's done against the Bloodline in that. Sami should have beaten Roman back in February in Elimination Chamber. But hey, at least he's got a title. It's one half the tag team titles with Kevin Owens. I'm happy Owens won it. And man, Owens to Sami, when they came down that entrance ramp, Owens meant business. Like he was power walking that ring to whoop some ass. I don't know how many super kicks the Usos delivered that night. That was kind of disappointing. They could have done more moves than just super kicks. But Sammy ended up hitting 3 back-to-back Allure kicks on Jey Uso and pinned him. Then, but I don't know if anybody caught this. Or he said after he hit the third Allure kick and Jey landed on him, Sammy said, "This is the start, smarten up." Maybe he meant like, this is the start of the downfall of the bloodline. It's going to continue tonight where Roman Reigns loses that damn titles to Cody Rhodes. I'm really hoping for. And maybe Jey was smarting up and they take out Roman because Roman says he's going on vacation, taking some time off after WrestleMania, he said. So, what better way than have the Usos and Solo Sikoa take out Roman Reigns after WrestleMania like a Raw or SmackDown, kick him out of the bloodline, and then they run the show, and then Roman can come back, be a face, and take out the bloodline single-handedly. Honestly, WrestleMania Night 1, definitely check out Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn against the Usos, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, the Fatal 4-Way Tag, Seth Rollins, Paul Logan. Those matches did not disappoint. To me, the other matches were like nothing very exciting happened. And if they're going by, I know it's on Night 1 there, we all noticed. The order of the matches they showed on the pre-show is the order of the matches that happened in. So if this is the case, then tonight's WrestleMania is going to start off with Brock Lesnar and Omos. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to do that, or they're going to switch it with Sheamus, McIntyre, and Walter for the Intercontinental title. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.